Thank you so much for your time. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Admarp MarTech and Product Leadership Series. On behalf of Association of Digital Marketing Professional Admarp, we are delighted to have you join us for today's LinkedIn Live. Yay! At Admarp, our mission is to connect marketing, technology, and business leaders through meaningful conversation that inspire innovation and professional growth, right? And today's conversation is especially very timely as businesses across Africa continue to build products that serve users beyond geographical boundaries, right? Our guest today is, are you ready? Are you are you ready to meet our guest today, even though she's already here? She was very, very early and she was very, very on time. And thank you so much. Our guest for today is, I hope I pronounce her name well, Nene Obichi. Am I right?
Nene,
She's a
Nene Obiche.
Okay, Nene Obiche, thank you so much. She's the Chief Product Officer at Borderless Pay. Nene brings extensive experience in product leadership, innovation, and scaling technology products for African markets. Nene, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you today.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
having
much.
me.
All right. So now, before we dive into today's discussion, we'd like to to learn a little bit about you. Could you please briefly introduce yourself to us? Tell us your journey into product leadership and what eventually led you to Borderless Pay.
Okay, thank you for having me. So I would say my journey into product leadership was a bit unconventional because
Interesting.
I spent about 15 years driving growth, marketing, and business development across various industries, including financial services, fintech,
Okay.
telcos, and technology, right?
Yeah.
And throughout that time, whether it was when I was working in Showmax or when I was working in Taron, I've always been asking myself that how can we create, solutions that customers truly need and will consistently use. Think about it. I mean, that's the ultimate. You have a product that your customers truly need and they will consistently use. I mean, lifetime
Yes.
products. So that's
Yes.
the curiosity that moved me, beyond just marketing into product development and
Product.
product leadership, right?
Wow.
Because um, so my experience with marketing taught me about
Mm.
consumer behavior, and then
Mm.
my experience in business development taught me about finding the right market fit, right, and market segment. So I married the two together and decided that, okay, do you know what, let's create products that marry those two things together. So that's what led me to where I'm currently at.
Wow, interesting, interesting. That is very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that part of it with us, and we really do appreciate it. Please, in the comment section, if there's anybody there, please, I want you to do a lot of thumbs up for her. Thank you so so much. I'm clapping for you here. Poop, 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 poop. Thank you. All right. Yeah. All right. To start, like the theme for today's session is building for borderless, right? And when you hear that phrase, what does it mean to you? Like, particularly in the context of Africans' digital economy, what does it mean to you?
So, when people think about borderless, the first thing they think about is like you're operating in several countries, right? But to
I agree.
me, to me,
Yeah.
to me, what I think about borderless is that you're creating an experience whereby your customers don't think about borders. So imagine you're a freelancer in Nigeria, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you should be able to get paid in your own local currency for doing a job that
Mm,
is outside of Nigeria, right? And in that
yeah.
same vein, imagine a someone that sells like a merchant that does leather goods
Yeah.
in Kenya, for instance, and he wants to sell his products
Yeah.
across Kenya, leave Kenya and come to Nigeria, then he should be able to get his payments as
Mm,
well in shillings, right? So that's when I'm thinking about borderless, that's the mindset that I'm bringing to the table. I'm thinking about let's move beyond, oh, you have outlets in Ghana, you have outlets in Nigeria, but I mean, is the is it making payments seamless for your users, right? Can I
Yeah.
get paid in my own local currency? Do I have to worry about, conversion rates and stuff like that? So that's
Yeah.
the kind of thing that I think about when I'm thinking about borderless across Africa.
Okay, so you mentioned something very quickly now. You said, would you have to worry about conversion rates? Does that mean that borderless mean that there will not be conversion rates? It's going to be exact, or please say shed more light to
So
that. I think
of
I'm
course,
a bit
there will
confused.
be there has to be conversion rates, right? But the complexity shouldn't be on the users, right? It should be
Yeah.
the product, right? The product should be
Okay.
easy enough that it's not me that is using it. That all the whole complexity of regulatory and all of that should be sorted out by the product itself, not the user. So the
Yeah.
user shouldn't be have to bother. What I want is that I've created a product, I want to sell my product, and I want my money for my product. I have sold
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
product. That should be it. So you should have something like easy, a product that is easy, that makes that easy.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So, like, to make your payments easy, to make everything easy, to go with ease, and directly to you without any stress of, oh,
Yes.
I
So
have
there
to
should be
wait for
like,
a bank to credit me. I have to remit from somewhere, so you don't have that kind of issues, right? That's what you mean, right?
yeah. So the
Oh,
product
that's
should have
great.
like deep localization, right? I mean, it's
Okay.
local. I'm trading in naira. I should be able to spend in naira. I should be able to receive in naira, right? And then,
Yeah.
just have the technology that covers all that complexity, so that me
Mm,
as the user of the product, I don't have to bother myself with all of that, right? I don't have to start thinking of myself like, oh, if I sell today, how will I get my money? How will I go to the bank? How will I convert and stuff like that? That's what I
exactly.
think is really,
Yeah.
that's what
Wow.
truly borderless payment is really. When you think about all the 50 African countries, we're not like in Europe where you have like a single currency like euro, for instance, right? That makes it easier. In Africa, I think all the 50 countries across Africa will have different currencies and stuff like
We
that. So that's
do.
what,
We do.
yeah.
And that's very stressful, really. We need to get back to having one currency, I think.
Why? No, you don't need to
Anyway,
get one. You don't need to get
no,
one
it's
currency, but
not
you just have to make
easier
trading
as,
your
as
own
an African
trading
country,
easier.
just thinking, anyways. Thank you so much for your response, right? I want to also ask, Africa is incredibly diverse, with different customer behavior, because how a Kenyan would react to a product is different from how a Nigerian will react to a product, you know. So their behaviors are different, their payment system different, regulations, and even culture, right? What are some of the biggest challenges that product team face when you are trying to build a product that can successfully scale across multiple African markets? How? Because I mean that's like one of the craziest thing even for me. I am always very scared of that part. How do you like go about that?
So you've more or less you've answered the question, right? One of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they assume that Africa is one homogeneous market, right? Whereas it's really
Yes.
different. Like what works for Nigeria doesn't work for Kenya. For instance, let's think
Yeah.
about the M-Pesa that's very successful in East Africa. So many people have tried to replicate that across other African countries, but it hasn't worked, right? Because everybody has their own different culture. They have different
Yeah.
consumer behaviors. The way the consumers in Ghana behave is different from the way the consumers in Nigeria behave, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you have to take that into cognizance when you're building a product, right?
Yeah.
Then another thing that you have to take into cognizance again is the regulatory framework, right? It's different for
Mm-hmm.
each market. Each market has a different regulatory framework, so that has to be put
In
into play.
consideration. Yeah.
Yes. Then again, you also have to think about leading. With you should ask yourself like, people are always thinking about let's launch, let's launch, let's launch. Instead of thinking let's launch, why don't you ask yourself the first question you ask is like, what problem are we trying to solve in this market? Each
Yeah.
market comes with its own challenges, right?
Yeah.
So I've seen this in the course of my career where people will build products without doing any kind of marketing research, any kind of insight to find out if it might be a very, very wonderful product, right? But the market might not be ready for it at that time. And that's why some products fail, right?
Mm.
So instead of thinking about when do we launch, why don't you think about what problem are we trying to solve? Is there really a
Right
problem
now.
we're trying to solve right now, right? And then, like I
Yeah.
said, sometimes businesses expand too quickly, and that's why
Yeah.
people see them failing, right? So I always believe in sustainable expansion, to create a product that fits the market. One market,
Mm.
like create this product that fits Nigerian market. Then once I've
Yeah.
built operational excellence around that product, then I can start thinking of, okay, how do I scale it deliberately?
And how do I move to another African countries? Can this product actually help other countries? Is it a general solution? Is it a problem that is general that I'm creating a product for?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
very
So because
important. I think
the
we
problem,
need.
the problem that is in a Kenyan market might be different from the problem that is in Ghana, for instance, right? So you cannot do like a
Yes.
one size fits all, right?
Yeah.
Always go with what problem am I trying to solve. It's not I've created a product, then I'm forcing the product down the consumer's throat. No, is there
Yeah.
a problem? First of all, I will create a
Yeah.
solution to that problem, and then I will find the need for it.
That's very interesting. And I think a lot of people really need to pay attention to these things. That's why a lot of business owners are frustrated right now, because really their businesses are not really, their products are not really solving any problem. And then they are expecting that people will just buy magically with emotions or whatever. And then they are just stuck somewhere and they are feeling like, oh my God, I have spent so much on on this product and I'm not even selling. Whereas you did not even do the things that you're supposed to do from the beginning, you know, for before you even launch the product. So what you're saying is really, really profound and very interesting. Thank you so much for that. And now for from your experience at Borderless Pay, what product growth strategy have you been most effective? I mean, I've been most effective, right? In helping the company grow and create value for customers.
I'll say one of the things is that at Borderless Pay, one thing we're trying to think about is that, like I said, we always assume that consumers want more features,
Yeah.
whereas in reality, what consumers want is less friction, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for us, a key principle that we're working on is like we want to reduce the number of steps between the consumer's intent and a
Yeah.
successful transaction. So
Hmm.
every click from verification process should impact conversion, right?
Hmm.
Remember that the most successful growth incentives are often the ones that are less complex. So you want to make things seamless for your customers. Don't make it complex. There should not be friction, right? I want to do something. I should be able to just do it like easily, right? So that's one of the
Hmm.
things that we're trying to solve with our products. We want even just onboarding should be seamless. It shouldn't be there should be less friction. Make it easier
Hmm.
for people to onboard and be able to do their transactions. Once
Yeah.
you've gotten that right, I think then
Yeah.
growth will come easily because then people now see the product as a lifestyle product and they're able to use it
Yeah.
across the board.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think.
functionality, instead of making it because people just want to add more features, you're just putting more features in the product. Features, no, 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 no. Think about how you can make the product less complex for your users, right? Remove
More
all the
functional
friction
for your
and make it
user.
more functional. So
Yeah.
that's one of our growth
With no
strategies here.
stress, easy to use, and very easy to interact with, no matter the product and no matter the product type, right? That's
Yeah,
very interesting. Thank you. And that's what you guys are doing. Wow.
that's what we're building.
That's what you're building. I mean, you're doing it, you're building it. Yeah. That's what you're doing. Well, that's a very good one. Thank you so much. And many startups focus on building features. You mentioned that already, but sustainable growth requires much more. You already
Yeah.
something around that, right? How do you now decide which customer problems are what? So because the truth is this, a lot of customer has a lot of problems. So and there is somebody I was having conversation with, and they said customers are not always right at some point, because sometimes they can stress you out, right? But here is what I'm trying to find out, right? How do you decide which customers problem are worth solving first, and how will you now balance innovation with business priorities?
So first of all, for what we're doing here, right? We've already identified the problem.
Mm-hmm,
Imagine you're a traveler. You come
mm-hmm,
into Nigeria from the US,
mm-hmm,
and you're a business traveler, for instance. You should be able to immediately get into Nigeria. You should be able to book your Uber that will take you to your hotel, and
mm-hmm,
you could without having to wait at a BDC to change
mm-hmm,
currency, right? So you book your
mm-hmm,
Uber that will take you to your hotel. Once
mm-hmm,
you get to the hotel, you're able to pay for your hotel stay.
mm-hmm.
When you're going around in Nigeria, you go and eat in a restaurant, you'll be able to pay without thinking about the conversion, without thinking about whether your card is going to decline. Remember that we've had issues whereby people, especially like let's take an example for Dirty December, right? A lot of foreigners
Yeah.
came into Nigeria,
Yes.
And after trading in Nigeria, buying things and stuff like that, they went back to their countries and did chargebacks. So
Yeah.
then the vendors lost out, right? So we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
solve two problems here, one for the vendors and then one for the users. So it makes things easier for the users to move around when they get into wherever they're going to. So they don't need to be like, oh, because I'm coming from another country now, I'm thinking about conversion and all of that. You can just come straight up and spend and do what you need to do, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
one real customer problem that we are solving, right? And then
Wow.
when you think about it, you're solving a customer problem. You have to deliver it in a compliant and secure manner, right? Because payment is something
Yeah.
that works with trust. So it has to
Yes.
be
So
compliant and it has to be secure, right? And
yeah.
then how does it increase long-term value for the business, right? So like I spoke
Yes.
about the vendors, it makes things easier for them, right? They don't have to worry about those chargebacks. They can get their money instantly because now it's not they're not doing any hold. It's naira to naira transactions, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And then also there's another thing that we're looking at, which is remittances. Think about it when you want to remit money to your family members when you're in diaspora, right? It makes it easier for you to be able to remit to them and also pay bills. So your bills
Mm-hmm.
payment and all that, you handle that seamlessly.
Hmm. Wow, that's very great, honestly. I because I know that the struggle for people, especially when they come into Nigeria and they want to change, and Aboki is telling them, "Oh, this is the amount," and it's not as fantastic as they would expect, and they would have to even pay more. I mean,
So
I
just
feel like
imagine it. You don't have to go through that hassle. Immediately you're landing, you're able to pay
yes,
for your
you
Uber,
are
you're
able
going
to
to your
pay for
hotel,
your Uber,
you're able to do everything you
everything.
do. No need for
Yeah,
all of that going to a hotel or something to start looking for how you want to hustle and change your forex and stuff like that.
yeah, you just is it like it's like a one-way transaction, right? You can use it to like pay every other person.
Yes.
Wow, that's very interesting, Billy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now looking ahead, where do you see the biggest opportunity for product leaders, founders, and marketers who want to build products for Africa over the next few years? Where do you see the biggest opportunity for product manager leaders?
I would say the biggest opportunity will be, like I said, cross-border commerce and payments. Cross-border, right? Africa is opening up, right? And we're beginning to look inwards amongst ourselves, right? We don't want to be doing
Yes.
trade with um, other companies, other countries per se. So
Okay.
as intra-African trade grows, I think more Africans want to participate in the global economy. And so
Mm-hmm.
there's a demand for seamless payments. So think about it like the person in Zimbabwe is able to trade with someone in Nigeria or trade with someone in Ghana or trade with someone in Sudan, right? And it
Yes.
makes things easier for all of us, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
another opportunity I see is AI powered personalization.
Bam.
Right. Yes, I think it's going to also help us deliver more relevant customer experiences.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what else? What else? What else? Your question was opportunities, right?
Yes, the biggest opportunities for product leaders.
Then another one is the African diaspora economy. Today, African diaspora represents one of the largest economic opportunities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think products that can connect the diaspora communities with commerce and investments and education that
Mm-hmm.
will across Africa will see tremendous growth.
Mm. All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that insight. Finally, right, before we allow anybody that has questions to ask you directly from our audience, right? If you could give one piece of advice to an aspiring product manager or founder or a professional building a product today, what would it be?
I would say one advice would be to listen. If someone
Mm,
wants to just listen, I think that's one of the things that have helped me grow in my career is
mm,
listening to
mm,
understand, right?
mm,
And you have to understand. Just I will say listening. Just listen to understand what's going on. Like I said, you want to find out if there's a problem, you have to listen, right? You have to understand. Don't go there with your own yes, you can go there with your own opinions and your own thoughts, right? But it's always good to
Mhm.
listen to the other party and then blend it with what you have. I think that's one of the biggest advice I'll give.
So listen to the other person, listen to your customers, listen to what they
Listen
are
to the
saying.
markets,
You listen to the
listen
market,
to
listen
competitors.
listen to everybody. Just make sure that you
Yes.
are very much open and you are listening to everything everybody is saying. It will help you inform your
So
decision
don't be too
on the
quick
product to
to
create a product.
act, right? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Nene. Am I correct, Nene?
Nene.
I'm correct. Yeah, Nene. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
We've covered some fantastic insights. Thank you so much. I mean, I have learned. I am a marketing strategist, and moving to product marketing. And now, I mean, I've learned and I have like a foundational knowledge now. So even me now, you're telling me that they be alpha. Listen first. Don't just create a product, but
Don't
listen.
rush.
Oh,
Exactly.
don't rush. Listen very well. It's very important. It will do you a good.
Because what you think is a problem to you might not be a problem to the next person,
But
right?
I'm telling you, it might not be a problem to the other person, right? And let's now open floor for questions from our audience. Anybody that has questions. For now, I'll play a sound, so that I can wait for a bit because some people might be trying to type, you know. So I hope you enjoy this. In the meantime, come on, let's go. Enjoy it and relax a little bit before. Can you hear my sound?
No, I can't hear anything. No,
Can you hear my music?
no, I can't.
Wow. All right. All right. So we have a question from Goodness Onwachuku, right? And our question is that with AI changing how products with AI changing how products are built and marketed, what skill do you think product leaders should develop today that will be non-negotiable over the next 3 years?
Is to understand how to use AI to better themselves, right? When I hear people saying that, oh, AI is going to take your jobs, AI won't take your jobs, right? You have to just,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you're a product leader, then you have to go and study how you can use AI to improve your skills, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So they
And
shouldn't
AI
be
is not, AI is more than just ChatGPT, so
absolutely.
exactly.
I agree. I
So
agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. So like both technical and soft skill. That's what she's
yeah.
like asking. She's asking both technical and soft skill.
Oh
What
yes,
what skill do you think they should have?
both. You have to have both technical and soft skills. That's not even a question.
Yes, so she's asking that with AI changing how products are built and marketed, what skill do you think that they should have? Like both technical and soft skill.
You
Which
should
one?
have both technical and
That would
soft
be very
skills.
non-negotiable.
Both of them are non-negotiable, right? If you're building a product, you need to have technical skills and you have to have soft skills, because how will you be dealing with the people that you're working with if you don't have soft skills, right? How will you be dealing
Yeah.
with your engineering teams, with your customer service teams? How will you be dealing with your project management team? You have to have both, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm sure that goodness has gotten our response, right now. So I'm just going to check another question because I was told now that somebody else have a question. Please give me a minute. I don't know why you cannot hear my music. I was trying to entertain you while we check through the questions that people have.
But are the people hearing the music? The audience, can they hear the music?
No, I don't think so.
So that means it's a you problem.
I don't know why.
Your product is faulty.
Oh my god. My product is faulty. Oh. I, I I don't think goodness heard you well. She said you have not responded to her question. She said you have not responded to her question. I'm going to read it again because I don't think she heard you. Because you responded. She said, of course you have responded. She has responded to this person.
It's
Why
the
is
only
it?
goodness that's there.
Yeah, it's just this one question. So with AI changing how products are built and marketed, what skill do you think product leaders should develop today that will be non-negotiable over the next three years? Anyways, so since we don't have any, other questions for now, thank you once again for sharing your experience and your practical insights with us today. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate your time. And to everyone who joined us, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us today. I'm trying to see if there's other question before we leave, so that we don't leave and then people are saying that nobody attended to their questions. Um,
I can't see the questions. Can I see them? But I can't even see any. Let me see. Comments.
I am also trying to check it so if I can see it, but I can't even see any of them of their questions. I can't see anybody's question. Okay, she's asking which specific skills can she have. She's saying that. She said, "What? Which specific skills can she does she need to have?"
Okay. So again, I would say that AI will not necessarily replace anybody's jobs, right? So you as a product marketer or you as a product developer or you as a product leader, your first thing that you need to do is have to be, AI literacy, right? You
Yeah,
have to understand how to use it, to better your role,
yeah,
to better your job, right? Again, like I said, in product development, you always have to ask yourself, what problem are you trying to solve, right? And then you
yeah,
can also use AI to measure performance, right?
yeah.
So when you're talking about soft skills, like she said, technical skills and soft skills, another one is very important to have customer empathy, right? You have to also
Wow,
because
that's very
yeah,
important. Yeah,
yes, you must always remember, you must be obsessed with your consumer behavior, right? You have to understand the different nuances, because humans are different from machines. Humans are different from AI, right? And what
yeah.
else? So I've spoken about AI literacy. I've spoken about what else did I speak about now? Consumer
Customer,
empathy.
yes,
Customer empathy. Then I think data as well. So
mm,
yeah, so data driven decision making, very very important. I think that should have come first, right? Before you make any decisions, does the data support decision making, right?
mm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, so those are three
Okay.
things I think that you should focus on. So AI literacy, customer empathy, and data
Yeah.
driven decision making.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for today. I mean, I really enjoyed your session. It was very good. It
Thank
was
you for
very, very
having me.
was a fantastic 30-minute session. And to everyone who joined us, thank you for spending your afternoon with us. If you enjoyed today's session, please follow Admarp on LinkedIn and stay connected for our upcoming edition of MarTech and Product Leadership Series. And we look forward to welcoming you again to our next event. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day. And I hope
Thank
that you
you.
enjoy your day even with the rain.
I'll
Thank
try.
you so much. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you for having me.
Bye.